Stephanie Morris, Senior Master Trainer. Let's take just a moment to prepare, getting some space to do our sweat format, the 60-minute class, working on that flex and flow format. So standing in our mountain pose, Tadasana. Option to close our eyes as we become more grounded in this space, in this moment. Enjoying the increase of temperature of the room as we have made our environment more warm. And just coming home to our breath. Inhaling deeply through our nose and exhaling out completely. Beginning to create that internal heat with this deep, full breath. And checking in with how our body is feeling, recognizing if any joints or muscles feel tender or tight. Let's honor how we're feeling. We'll make this class work for our own body, our own needs. We can always come back to our breath. And let's move to our breath here. Inhale, circling arms come up together, lifting long, and exhale, arms flow back down to our sides. And mountain, holding and flowing. Let's do one more time. And holding our mountain position again. Eyes could be opened or closed. Let's notice how we're responding to this first bit of movement. And then as we're ready, let's step out wide, turning our feet outward to the corners of our mat. For a moon pose, opening the legs, elbows pulled down to the side. Imagining we can tuck our elbows into our back pockets. Feeling the strength of the shoulder blades depressing and coming toward each other. And the power of the legs as we are sunken into the squat. Let's take one more breath holding. And now moving to the breath, inhale, stretching open. Exhale, pulling back down. Holding once again in that moon pose. Let's take another breath here. And then keeping the power in our legs as arms stretch outward into sun. Palms turn upward as we reach back and feel the chest expanding. Continuing to breathe steady. And with our sunflowers, inhale, rising up. Exhale, diving forward into that sunflower, making a big round position. Let's hold once again, sun. Lots of room to breathe, checking in with that full belly breath. And let's come back into that mountain, reestablishing our base, our dynamic tension, pressing the feet down into the four corners, stacking joints, the head is on top. And inhale, circling arms up. Exhale, holding down in chair pose. Let's hold in our chair position. Relaxing our shoulders, enjoying that steady breath in and out through our nose. And now flowing with our breath, inhale, circling up, and exhale, squatting back into chair. One more time, flowing to the breath. And then flexing, holding that contraction, feeling the power of our glutes as we push the hips back. We can see our toes, our knees are over our ankles. Shoulders relax, one more deep breath here. And then inhale, let's come all the way up. And exhale, forward folding, relaxing across the legs, pausing here. Let's take just a couple of breaths in our forward fold. And then bending the knees as we need, touching down onto the ground, stepping legs back behind us into a downward facing dog, holding this first downward dog. Let's go tippy toe, inhaling up and exhale, driving one heel down, alternating those heels down into the mat. Enjoying that nice stretch through our lower leg. Let's push one heel down, pausing here. Switching legs, taking the stretch into the other low leg, deep into the calf. And then sinking our knees down for cow and cat, bringing our hands back underneath our shoulders so the joints are stacked. First, let's hold our cow, letting the tailbone and the head gently rise upward, shoulder blades pulling back, shoulders relax. And holding our cat position, countering by feeling the tailbone and the head gently tucking beneath, the shoulder blades coming apart, a lot of space in our spine. And moving back and forth, we inhale cow. Exhale, rounding into cat. Let's do one more cow with one more cat. And then we level out the back, straight from the tailbone to head, holding our spinal balance, right arm and left leg stretching out. Holding the left arm and the right leg, stretching outward. Feeling as if we could balance our drink on our low back. And now let's move to the breath. Inhale, right arm with the left leg. Exhale, controlling the descent back to all fours. Inhale, left arm with the right leg. And exhale, coming back to all fours. Let's go one more time. And then holding again the right arm and the left leg. Feeling the difference as we come back to the holding position. And then let's switch it out. Holding long. Returning to all fours, let's take our child's pose. Heels return back, resting toward our heels, hips and heels. And then the head relaxes down between our arms. This is our safe space we can come to any time during this session as we need. Recognizing child's pose to be our sanctuary. And then for the modified half series, let's come forward, a kneeling plank with a push-up, pulling elbows in, peeking over the edge of the mat, pushing up, and pausing back in child's. When ready, option to continue the flow, moving to the beat of our breath here. For some yoga push-ups, building more of that internal fire, feeling strong in the body. Determination. Meeting back in our child's pose. And coming up to hands and knees, stacking joints, hands under the shoulders. Let's kick the left leg back. A kneeling side plank, straightening the right leg and lifting our right arm. And switching sides, keeping that right side down as we lift upward through the left. A kneeling side plank. Moving with the breath. Inhale, kneeling side plank. Exhale, coming back to all fours. Inhale, switching sides in the kneeling side plank. Exhale, all fours. Let's do one more set. And from all fours, coming into our child's pose, so we can lift our way up into our downward dog. Taking a breath here in our downward dog, and then stepping our right leg forward into a lunge. Moving arms against the breath. Inhale, arms up, legs down. Exhale, closing in. Let's hold our lunge. Coming back to downward dog, pausing here. And coming into a plank, holding our plank. Ooh, nice job holding here. Couple more deep breaths. Inhaling plank, exhaling downward dog. Let's move to the breath. Inhale, plank. Exhaling, downward dog. Holding our downward dog. Let's take our breath. And then stepping our left leg forward. Back into that lunge. Our lunge lifts. Inhale, arms up, legs down. Exhale, pulling through in that crescent lunge move. Holding, lunge, lifting strong through the torso. Let's bring the arms back down, downward facing dog. And then lowering down entirely, extended child's pose. Diving into our half series, we'll first look at kneeling options. Inhaling, kneeling plank. Exhale, kneeling crocodile. So those elbows pull in as we lower through that chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, strong with our back muscles. Exhale, engaging abs, returning to child's. Again, we could continue with the kneeling options, or we may rather explore some full body options. Downward dog replaces child's. Plank can become full body, as well as that chaturanga, that crocodile lowering. Inhaling, opening onto the tops of the feet, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Let's keep going, whichever feels best in these poses. Becoming a little warmer. Moving together one more time, our half series. together we meet in our downward facing dog. And then stepping forward to find that forward fold position. Inhaling, extending arms up overhead. And exhale, let's hold our airplane. Head to hip height. Arms stretched back with palms down. The shoulders are open. Lots of room to breathe here. Coming back into that breath. And inhaling airplane, exhale, forward folding. Pausing in our forward fold. Letting our head hang down freely. Relaxing the neck muscles. And for monkey, we have the option of sliding the hands underneath our feet. Toes gently stepping on the wrists. And inhale, lengthening through our spine in monkey. Exhale, sinking down into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine in monkey. Exhale, return down in the forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Let's go one more time. And holding that forward fold option. And then bringing the hands out from beneath our feet. An optional chest expansion where we can squeeze hands back at one another, or we can interlace our fingers, lifting the knuckles away from the back. Releasing our arms and inhale, mindful of lightheadedness, coming back up to a standing position, our mountain pose. Doing our lateral flexion, lifting one arm up, stretching slightly over. The opposite arm reaches down as we press the feet downward, articulating that dynamic tension. Let's switch sides in that lateral flexion, holding. Enjoying that stretch, that open space through the rib cage. And moving with the breath, inhale, circling one arm up. Exhale, let it go. Switching, inhale, rising up, stretching long. And exhale, like a feather, floating back down. Let's hold once again, lateral flexion. And switching it out. Stretching up as we reach down as well. And let it go. So from our lateral flexion, let's step the left leg back behind us so we're in our warrior one position. First, holding our warrior one. Could be short stance or wide stance. Now to add some movement, let's bring arms down to our side. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, lowering back down to our sides. Holding arms upward in our warrior one. Let's move with the half series. Popping that back heel up into lunge and stepping back into our downward facing dog. Inhaling plank, kneeling or full body. Exhale, chaturanga, that crocodile from the knees or the toes. Inhale, choosing cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, let's move it back. Downward dog or child's, and the option to go once again. As we meet together in our downward facing dog, let's step forward into our forward fold. And circling our way up, inhaling. Exhale, bringing the arms down, stepping the right leg back behind us. Warrior one, now with the left leg leading us, holding our stance. Arms come down to our side, and inhale, let's circle them up. Exhale, let them relax. Holding the arms up, returning to that traditional stance of warrior one. Popping our right heel up, lunge and exhaling, downward dog. Let's take that half series 1 or 2 times through. As we hold our downward facing dog, let's bring the feet up now, stepping into a forward fold. Inhale, circling our way up, lifting up. And exhale, let's twist to one side, holding our twisting chair. Legs could be apart, or maybe we've married them into one, as close as they can come. Keeping our knees side by side, we're rotating to the side, gently resting the elbow on our thigh. Let's inhale to the center chair with prayer. Exhale, switching, twisting chair. Moving with our breath here. Holding now the other side in that twisting chair. Coming back to the middle, inhale, opening up, stretching it out. And exhale into our mountain with a wide stance. Standing, straddle splits. Feet are forward, knees are soft. And then we find we're leading with our heart. As we fold forward, arms could rest on the legs, the feet, or the ground. Our head hangs down, our knees are still soft as we're pushing our hips upward. Relaxing into this inversion. Let's bring our hands to our legs and inhale, lifting up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale up halfway and exhale, folding a little deeper. A couple more times, winding up, and then let it go. Let's hold down again in our standing splits. Noticing how we're feeling here. As we come up, let's turn to your right side. Pyramid pose, bringing our feet to the short edge of the mat. And then as we hinge over this front leg, letting the hips come up as we fold down over our leg. Adding the flow, inhaling a chest expansion. Exhale back down into pyramid. Continuing to puff open. And then exhale, trying to sink a little more across this leg. hold our pyramid. Maybe we can relax a little more. Coming back to our center, the standing straddle split, feet forward, diving down, relaxing between the legs. This time let's add a spinal twist. Inhale, circling up, and exhale, replacing the hand. Inhale to the other side, keeping hips level as we twist from one side to the other. Maybe we find we can go a little bit further now. And let's hold to one side, keeping hips level as we stack our shoulders. Looking forward, up or down at either hand. Let's replace hands, keeping our hips level as we twist and reach up. Returning, and let's come to the other side now, your left side, for the pyramid pose. Keeping our knees soft as we hinge at the hips, folding across the front leg. Noticing how deep is comfortable to go. Maybe we're resting on the leg rather than the ground. Inhale, puffing open in our chest expansion. Exhale, relaxing over the leg. Let's move with our breath. Staying grounded in the pyramid. And then stepping our way back into a downward facing dog. Let's move one time through the half series. Plank into crocodile. Upward dog, or it could be the kneeling variation. Downward dog. As we hold our downward dog, let's notice that the hands become a little lighter. And as we inhale, right arm comes off the ground, reaches back toward our left knee. Exhale, relax. Inhale, lifting the left arm, and let it go. Let's keep the right arm off the ground. Switching left hand off the mat. A one-arm downward dog. Returning hands to the ground. Let's walk feet forward to find our hands in a forward fold position. Inhale, extending mountain, lifting up. And exhale, let's pause in our chair pose. Feeling that nice warmth inside us and around us. Let's inhale, standing up, lifting up, extending the mountain. The arms come down for camel pose. We take those fists around the tailbone, elbows pull back. As we lift the sternum, we're gently extending back. Inhale, circling up, and exhale, let's squat down, chair pose. A couple more times, flowing with our breath, keeping the body active, keeping the muscles working, keeping our body warm. Holding our chair pose. And from this chair pose, we're balancing, gang, in eagle pose. So with the right foot down, let's cross the left ankle over the left thigh. Arms make an X with the right closer to our heart. We can stay here. If legs want more, we can cross thigh to thigh, possibly hooking our ankle behind the base ankle. In our arms, if we want more, we can cross the right arm over the left, and maybe crisscrossing the forearms, finding palms together. Eagle. So we're going to have a little fun. Are we ready? Inhaling, warrior three, left leg pushes behind us. Exhale, landing back in that eagle pose. Inhaling, warrior three. Exhaling, eagle pose. 3 more times. Ooh, good focus and determination, everyone. We've got this. And then you might have guessed it, holding warrior three. Let's come back to chair pose. Woo! Lightening that right leg. Here comes our eagle. Crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. The arms make an X with the left arm closer to our heart. Legs could be tighter, as could the arms. Eagle. This time we know the dance. We know what's coming from here. Positive self-talk, I can do this. Inhaling, warrior three, right leg behind. Exhale, landing in eagle, left arm over the right. Opposite from the leg. Warrior three, into our eagle. Good little brain exercise too. Let's go one more time. Moving to the breath. And here we are, holding warrior three. And coming into your mountain pose. Excellent job. From mountain, taking another deep breath down into our belly. Enjoying this ideal posture. Feeling strong, feeling warm. Our own heat feels good. Inhale, circling arms upward, and exhale, forward fold. Let's step back into downward facing dog. And then bringing the forearms down for dolphin. Palms could be down, or fingers may be interlaced. Let's hold dolphin. And then moving our dolphin, inhaling knuckles, chin to knuckles. Exhale, pushing hips back up. A forearm plank into our dolphin. Nice, let's keep going. We're halfway there. Building strength from head to heel, especially in that shoulder girdle. Let's hold our forearm plank. And then pushing back, holding dolphin. Letting the knees relax down onto the mat, let's do our kneeling camel pose, a little more traditional stance. Taking our fists around that tailbone, with our hips over our knees, rounding back. Some of us may like to reach for those heels, keeping our head in line with the spine, keeping our hips over our knees. It is quite all right to stay up at the low back, either way. Knowing when we're a little warmer, sometimes we might push it a little further, so recognizing that we're still within our own normal standard of a yoga session for our own body. Nice, let's come to child's pose, easing out any discomfort there in the low back. Let's turn around, having the seat on the ground. Doing our tabletop. So now with our feet like, our hands like starfish, anchored behind us underneath our shoulders. And then our feet are down, hip distance, lifting the hips up. Knees are now over our ankles, shoulders over our wrists as we drive the hips upward. Lots of room to breathe in our tabletop. Now to add a little movement, we'll soften those elbows, a little bit of a push-up, let those hips relax. Exhale, straightening the arms, driving our hips up. Holding once again, tabletop. And then resting our hips back down to the ground with boat pose, lifting the arms and the legs off the ground. Let's hold our boat. Legs could be bent, or we might straighten out a little bit. Bring the legs back down, seated forward fold. In that staff position, inhaling, we feel an inch taller. And then as we exhale, hinging at the hips, moving our chest closer to our legs, letting go. With each exhale, noticing we can sink even a little more into the stretch. With an inclined plank, like our tabletop, hands are wide, fingers back at our hips. However, now let's keep our legs straight as we open the chest, pushing feet downward, lifting hips upward, holding our inclined plank. Hips a little higher. Let's inhale, incline plank. Exhale, boat. Inhale, staff. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, incline plank. Exhale, boat. Inhale, staff. Exhale, forward folding. Continuing, inhaling, incline plank. Exhaling, boat pose. Inhale, staff pose, and exhale to the forward fold. Let's keep it going with our own breath. One breath, one pose. One more time through. We'll meet back together in our boat pose. Holding together in boat, let's bring hands to heart center in that prayer position. As we exhale, twisting to the right, inhale center, exhale left, rowing that boat. Back to the middle, holding our boat. And then the big toe wide boat, taking our peace fingers around the big toe, capping with the thumb, legs stretch open. Woo, nice job. Big toe wide boat. Noticing our posture. And then bringing the legs back together, letting it go. So let's extend the right leg out in front of us for cradle the baby. Holding on to the outside of the left knee, we can grab the ankle, the sole of the flexed foot, or maybe we want to come all the way down into our elbows, maintaining our ideal posture. Option to even go supine if we would rather. Eliminate the stress on trying to keep a neutral spine, and we can lie down and go with figure four, or hold on to that right thigh, or the supine, cradle the baby. Let's all meet in a supine position. And switching legs, noticing we may want a different expression for this right hip in the cradle the baby, supine variations. And with our bridge pose, putting the feet down on the ground, lifting our hips up into bridge, first holding our bridge. We can feel the strength between our thighs, keeping our knees over our ankles. Lots of room to breathe. It is a slight chest expansion. And then let's move with the breath. Inhale, hips come down as we stretch arms up overhead. Exhale, pumping up into our bridge. Halfway. Let's go one more time, moving with the breath. And now holding our bridge. And this time as we hold, let's straighten out the right leg. Inhale, kicking up, and exhale, sliding the leg down keeping our hips off the ground. We've got these. Let's switch. Straightening out and at the hip, inhale, straight leg up, and exhale, pull them down like you're painting a fence. Couple more times. And releasing, bringing our knees in toward our chest. And let's rock side to side. And then holding the twist, knees fall to the right as we turn to look over our left side. Maybe closing our eyes. We let the body unwind into this stretch. And rocking side to side. Let's land into our twist on the other side, relaxing into the twist. Let's come back to our center. Our line, so supine, hand to big toe stretch. So left leg comes down. Option to use our first two fingers to clip onto that big toe, or we could use a strap or hold anywhere along the leg. As we keep a grip on the right side, letting the left leg relax down. As we exhale, let's curl up, coming closer to that right leg. Inhale, using the abs to control our descent. Exhale, crunching up. Holding that flexion in the trunk, abdominals working, hamstrings stretching. And as the head comes down, let that leg open out to the side. Left arm could go out to help counter the weight of that right leg stretching open. Let's breathe in, leg back to the middle, curling the torso, and breathing out, letting go of the right. Finding the left leg now. Option to bend the right, using a strap or holding on to the leg. Right leg could be bent or letting it relax down. Adding some movement, using abdominals, crunching up, exhale. Let's hold our abdominal crunch. Really guiding the leg closer to us. And And as the head relaxes, the leg opens out to the side. Our right arm can go out to counter the weight of that left leg opening outward. Come back to the middle, crunching in, and exhale, letting it all go. Our shoulders stand or legs up the wall. From shoulder stand, we could go 2 legs up the wall. We could stay here and come to our bridge pose, taking the hands underneath our low back and then lifting up here. Recognizing we do want to avoid looking around, so using our ears to listen here, holding our shoulder stand. Our movement, inhale, plow, lowering the legs toward the ground. Exhale, pushing legs back up to shoulder stand. The gaze is up toward our legs. Inhale, plow. Exhale, shoulder stand. A few more times. Here we go, staying strong in that torso. Legs lowering and lifting. Couple more times. Let's hold our plow, keeping those legs overhead. As we bring hips back down, those knees to chest, let's come on to the tops of the hands. Boosting onto our shoulders with fish pose. Opening the chest, rounding back, looking back, relaxing into that fish. And as we unravel the hands from beneath us, relaxing the spine down into the mat, with our Shavasana, we'll take the last 10% of our total class time to relax in corpse pose. Feeling free to add layers, to dim the lights, or maybe it feels nice to cool off. We could use an eye pillow to place over our eyes. Just letting go. Embracing this moment. We will hear the chimes when it's time to reunite. So as we're ready, let's wiggle our fingers and our toes, bringing awareness back into our bodies, returning to our own environment and feeling that sense of renewal and refreshment as we make our way up on our own time to a comfortable seated position. Let's meet together in easy pose. And with our hands at heart center, knowing we are never alone, feeling this warmth that's within us and this warmth that's around us. A reminder that you are here with us. Namaste.